Financial independence is the status of having enough income or wealth sufficient to pay one's living expenses for the rest of one's life without having to be employed or dependent on others. Income earned without having to work a job is commonly referred to as passive income. Financial independence can be achieved through various means, such as building wealth through investments, creating passive income streams, and reducing expenses. It allows you to make choices that align with your values and priorities, rather than being limited by the need to work for income. Financial independence is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It depends on your personal goals, lifestyle preferences, and financial situation. Some people may want to retire early and pursue their passions, while others may want to continue working but have more flexibility and security. To achieve financial independence, you need to have a clear vision of what it means for you and how much money you need to sustain it. You also need to have a plan and a budget to track your income and expenses, and to identify and implement strategies to increase your savings and investments. Financial independence can provide many benefits for young adults, such as freedom. You can choose how to spend your time and energy, without being constrained by a job or an employer. You can pursue your hobbies, interests, and passions, or learn new skills and explore new opportunities. Happiness. You can live according to your values and purpose, and find fulfillment and satisfaction in your activities. You can also avoid stress and burnout from working long hours or in a toxic environment. Security. You can have peace of mind knowing that you have enough money to cover your needs and wants, regardless of external factors such as market fluctuations, economic downturns, or job loss. You can also handle unexpected emergencies or challenges without worrying about financial implications. Legacy. You can create a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy for future generations. You can support causes that matter to you, donate to charities, or mentor others who aspire to achieve financial independence. Financial independence is not a destination but a journey. It requires discipline, patience, and a long-term mindset. It also requires constant learning and adaptation, as your goals and circumstances may change over time. Achieving financial independence is not easy, but it is possible and rewarding. By following the principles and strategies discussed in this video, you can take charge of your finances and create the life you want. One of the most challenging aspects of achieving financial independence after college is communicating with your parents about your goals and expectations. You may have different views on money, spending, saving, investing, and debt. You may also have different expectations about how much financial support you will receive or provide to your parents. How can you have a productive and respectful conversation with your parents about these topics? The first step is to understand your own financial situation and goals. Before you talk to your parents, you should have a clear idea of how much income you earn, how much expenses you have, how much debt you owe, how much savings you have, and how much you want to save or invest for the future. You should also have a realistic budget that reflects your priorities and values. Having a clear picture of your finances will help you explain your choices and goals to your parents. The second step is to understand your parents' financial situation and goals. Your parents may have different financial circumstances and challenges than you. They may have more or less income, more or less expenses, more or less debt, more or less savings, and different plans for retirement or other goals. They may also have different financial values and beliefs than you. For example, they may value security over risk, generosity over frugality, or tradition over innovation. Understanding where your parents are coming from will help you empathize with their perspective and avoid judging or criticizing them. The third step is to find a good time and place to talk to your parents. You don't want to bring up this topic when they are busy, stressed, tired, or distracted. You also don't want to talk about it in front of other people who may interfere or influence the conversation. You want to choose a time and place where you can have a calm and private discussion with your parents. You may want to schedule a meeting in advance or ask them when they are available to talk. The fourth step is to use effective communication skills when talking to your parents. You want to avoid blaming, accusing, complaining, or demanding anything from your parents. You also want to avoid interrupting, dismissing, or invalidating their feelings or opinions. Instead, you want to use positive and respectful language that shows your appreciation and respect for your parents. You also want to use active listening skills that show your interest and understanding of what they are saying. Some examples of effective communication skills are expressing gratitude, thank them for their support and guidance throughout your life. Using I statements, express your feelings and needs without blaming or criticizing them. Asking open-ended questions, ask them questions that invite them to share their thoughts and feelings without judging or interrupting them. Reflecting back, repeat what they said in your own words to show that you heard and understood them. Validating their emotions, acknowledge their feelings and show empathy for their situation. Seeking clarification, ask them to explain anything that is unclear or confusing to you. Summarizing the main points, review what you both said and agreed on to make sure you are on the same page. The fifth step is to share your financial goals and expectations with your parents. You want to be honest and transparent about what you want to achieve financially and why. You also want to be realistic and flexible about what you can achieve financially and how. You don't want to make promises or commitments that you can't keep or that will jeopardize your financial well-being. You also don't want to expect too much or too little from your parents in terms of financial support or advice. Some examples of sharing your financial goals and expectations are explaining your budget, show them how you plan to spend and save your money according to your priorities and values. Explaining your debt, show them how much debt you have and how you plan to pay it off as soon as possible. Explaining your savings, show them how much savings you have and how you plan to use it for emergencies or long-term goals. Explaining your investments, show them how much money you invest and how you diversify your portfolio according to your risk tolerance and time horizon. Explaining your financial independence, tell them what financial independence means to you and when you hope to achieve it. Asking for their support, tell them what kind of support you need from them, such as emotional encouragement, practical advice, or occasional assistance. Offering your support, tell them what kind of support you can offer them, such as sharing information, resources, or skills. The sixth step is to negotiate any differences or conflicts with your parents. You may not agree on everything with your parents when it comes to money matters. You may have different opinions on how much money you should spend or save, how much debt you should take on or pay off, how much risk you should take or avoid, or how much support you should give or receive from each other. These differences may cause tension or conflict between you and your parents. How can you resolve these issues in a constructive way? The key is to focus on finding a win-win solution that works for both parties. You don't want to impose your will on your parents or let them impose their will on you. You also don't want to compromise too much or too little on what matters most to you. Instead, you want to find a middle ground that respects both of your needs and preferences. Some examples of negotiating with your parents are identifying the problem, state the issue clearly and objectively without blaming or criticizing anyone. Identifying the interests, state what each party wants and why without judging or dismissing anyone. Generating options, brainstorm possible solutions that could satisfy both parties without rejecting any idea prematurely. Evaluating options, evaluate the pros and cons of each option based on the criteria of fairness, feasibility, effectiveness, and acceptability. Choosing an option, choose the best option that meets the most important needs and preferences of both parties without coercion or manipulation. Implementing an option, agree on the specific actions, responsibilities, timelines, and outcomes of the chosen option without ambiguity or delay. Monitoring an option, monitor the progress and results of the chosen option without micromanaging or neglecting anyone. The seventh step is to follow up with your parents regularly. You don't want to have this conversation once and forget about it. You want to keep in touch with your parents about how things are going financially for both of you. You want to update them on any changes or achievements in your financial situation or goals. You also want to check in with them on any challenges or difficulties they may be facing financially. You want to maintain a positive and supportive relationship with your parents that fosters mutual trust and respect. Some examples of following up with your parents are celebrating successes, congratulate them on any milestones or accomplishments they reach financially. Sharing challenges, share any struggles or setbacks you face financially and ask for their advice or help if needed. Giving feedback, give them constructive feedback on any aspects of their financial behavior that affect you positively or negatively. Receiving feedback, receive their constructive feedback on any aspects of your financial behavior that affect them positively or negatively. Revising plans, revise any plans or agreements that need adjustment due to changing circumstances or expectations. Expressing appreciation, express appreciation for their ongoing support and involvement in your financial journey. By following these steps, you can communicate with your parents effectively about your financial goals and expectations. This will help you achieve financial independence after college while maintaining a healthy relationship with your parents.